Hi again. This is our introductory video to go over the week one checklist. So you can expect a video like this from me every week, and you can expect to see a checklist like this every week. So if we go into our week one folder, you should have already watched the introductory video and looked over the introductory letter and filled out your contact form. And the next step then is to go through the week one checklist. Now, in the future, you're not going to have all this stuff. Week one here, we've got a little bit extra information to cover, but in the future, you'll see a checklist, including, and then this video, and then you'll see a list of activities down below. So today we are just going to go over what the materials are for you for this week and what my expectations are. Again, the expectation here is that you are going to have roughly 20 minutes per day of work to do. So I have 5 assignments from this week that you will be doing. Each of them should take you roughly 20 minutes each. So to start with here, as you have already seen or hopefully looked at, there was a video from me introducing the course and going over what the expectations are. Make sure that you have watched that and you understand and know what your requirements and responsibilities are over the entire weeks that we will be doing distance learning. The second assignment I have for you is a primary source assignment. So the directions are included in Schoology. You can look here, it says Living Primary Source Introductory Activity. What I'm looking for you to do on this assignment is think about the situation we're in right now, which, is really tough. And there's lots of things going on, but it's also a time to think back and say, you know what, this is a major historical event. We're going to look back 20 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when you're grandparents someday, and you're going to be telling your grandkids, I was alive during the coronavirus pandemic. And that's an important thing to think about, that this is a major historical event. You then are a living primary source. So I want you to think about the situation we're in and think about the feelings and thoughts that you've had and questions that you have over the past several weeks and how this has developed. And I want you to choose 4 questions. So there are 8 questions total. You do not need to do all 8. You need to choose 4 of them and answer them below. And I want you to answer them in approximately a paragraph, okay? 1 paragraph looking over what's going on, how do I feel about this, and what am I doing? How am I acting and living during this really huge historical event? Okay, so that's checklist item number 1. Number 2, we're going to start a new unit. So we're going to be learning now we wrapped up talking about World War II. We're going to move on to talking about something called the Cold War, which was a development of conflict between the United States and the Soviet Union, who was our ally during World War II, will become our enemy after World War II. So you are going to, this week, look at some of the events that are happening to understand why this conflict developed and how that turned into additional conflicts throughout the world. So your first assignment is to understand, in part, why are we in conflict with the Soviet Union? And a lot of that has to do with the differences between communism and capitalism. I don't have it listed here yet. Whoops. I will have on here a link to a YouTube video that will discuss the differences between communism and capitalism. And you're going to use that video to complete this assignment. So it will be, again, in a minute here, I'll have it posted to Schoology. You're going to list the advantages and disadvantages of both a communist and capitalist system. And you're going to use my video to complete this first page. And then you are going to draw a picture that represents what does communism represent and what does capitalism represent. And then you're going to give me 4 sentences explaining the difference between them. So which one do you think is a better economic system or political system based on the information from the video that I will have posted in YouTube? Okay, the next part of your checklist then, after understanding why communism and capitalism are different and how we can look at those differences, you then are going to listen to another set of lecture notes. So again, I will have a link posted to YouTube explaining the beginning of the Cold War, and you have a notes outline to complete, and you are expected to complete every notes outline and submit them to Schoology. So sometimes we submit them, sometimes we don't, but as a way for me to know that you are engaging and following along and listening, you need to make sure you listen to the video, Again, no videos will be more than 20 minutes, and then all you have to do is follow along and submit the notes outline to Schoology. For lesson 3 on containment, there is just a set of a reading and some questions. So again, following along with what's happening in the Cold War, you are going to read about this policy of containment where we're trying to contain communism and prevent it from spreading. And as you read, there are questions to answer that go along with the reading. Okay. And then our last checklist is something called the Berlin Airlift Video and Questions. So in Schoology, there will be a link. If you look at lesson 10.4, there is a video link with a short video to watch and then a short set of questions to answer to go along with that. Okay, and then at the bottom, I will always have a set of extra resources as well. This is simply if you need some additional information, you're struggling to understand something, or you're interested in it and you want to learn more, which I'm sure you all do, there's more information listed down here. So if the resources I provided to you are not enough, or you want to just extend and learn more about it to get a better understanding of what's happening, those resources are provided to you down below. Okay, otherwise, feel free, again, always email me with questions or give me a phone call. If you want me to review any additional information with you, we will be discussing this over the next couple of weeks, looking at the Cold War and moving on throughout history in the United States through the 1950s, through the 60s, over the course of April. Okay, talk to you guys soon.